And also, I'd like to go through today in this next 45 minutes that we have together. Um, is showing you how we've sort of built a machine that takes you from your salon software with all the stuff that you don't know what's going on to actually a machine that grows your business using that. So it's sort of like the middle ground between the salon software and you and how that can help you. So without further ado, I'll start because it's 3 minutes past 7 or 8 p.m. in the UK, and we'll dive in and find out if you're in the right place or not. So who's this workshop actually for? Well, ideally, the right person for us is anyone doing between 2 and 350s in the right place. And everyone outside of that will get a lot of information that they need. But this is perfect for people who are doing around that 2 to 350 mark. You've probably got about 4 or 5 staff members. You're not quite sure about your salon numbers. If you're looking for some quick hacks and marketing tricks, it probably won't be the right place for you. So for us, as we go through this, who is this workshop not for? Just so you can jump off now if you think it's not for you. It's not for people who think it's going to be like really quick. Oh, we just got this one thing that's going to get us busy. And the reality is, it doesn't really work like that. So if you're looking for that one post that's going to make you busy, this probably isn't for you. I believe that most salon owners are working quite hard as it is now. And the reality is, we want to work hard and smart and get rewarded for it. So that's where hopefully you're in the right place. So most salon owners at your level are not failing, even though you feel that this might be a year where you've made no money, where you've started to flatline, where you've started just to plod along. You might feel like, hey, this is not quite working out for me. But I truly believe that, if you don't know exactly how many clients you've got booked in or how many clients you need to be booked in, if you don't know how to press a button and get them clients in, I think in today's world, you're going to struggle. I feel that a lot of salon owners feel like they're working really hard for not a lot of money, scared because their team members are thinking about leaving. It's exhausting. You feel like you're burnt out and you feel like, hey, this is as far as I really want to go. This is my last chance ever to make this work. And I think the reality is that most salon owners we see, and just last week we've had conversations with people that have told me they're ready to close the doors. They're ready to like literally just give the salon away. A good example is here in New South Wales. We came to buy a salon here last year, and they wanted 100,000 for it. And we ummed and ahed and looked at all their figures and decided it wasn't quite the right time, so we said no. We came back here in Australia 6 months later, and that person reached out to us and said, would you take the salon for free? I don't want it. I just want you to take my team on. I'm actually going to my back garden. I've had enough. And we had a conversation with her, and we said we don't want it, but we did give her some coaching to exit in a better way. And the reality was she was just burnt out. She was scared that staff were leaving. She was scared they were bribing her. And I think that's a lot that's going on around the world right now. And I think the key to us is figuring out, A, how do we make enough money so we can share it with the team and we get some reward? I'll tell you about another client of mine shortly. So why does a busy salon, like you're busy, it feels like you're fully booked, feels like you're making money, feel broke? Why does it feel like there is nothing left at the end of the day? And I think the reality is that most salon owners that we see run about 5% profit. And that means, which is really quite hard, it means that for every 100 grand that goes into your till, you only have 5,000 left. Now, some of you are paying your wages out of this. That means your personal wages, which means that you've got to do an awful lot of money, which means you've got to do 1 million just to pay you 50,000 a year. And I think that is almost impossible to do. I think most people on this call to get to 1 million would need, way more staff than they would like to manage just to get themselves a measly 50 grand. I don't think that is enough. I think most salon owners here should be paying themselves, at least 1,000 a week. If you're paying your team members at least 500, which you are, you should be on double that for the amount of effort and the amount of stress that you've got. Do any of you agree with that? Does anyone feel that they should be on about 1,000 a week? That's where they should be. And if they're not, why are they not? And the reason why they have no money is because, it gets sucked out at that profit level. I want to give you an aha moment. This is businesses in the UK right now. Most people are sitting there below 100 grand. This is usually your self-employed person. This is somewhere where, you've probably got one staff member and you're sitting around that 100K. They're just under the VAT registration. It definitely is just a job. That's all it is, nothing else. Now, the next stage is where most people get to. They go past that 100 grand mark and they get themselves to about 100,000 plus. So anywhere between 100 and 300,000. I call this the war zone. And it's the war zone because every day is a battle. You battle to keep staff, you battle to keep clients, you battle to pay the bills. Everything just seems like you're the biggest earner. You're the one doing all the work. You're the one that has, sleepless nights and staying up till midnight doing all your social media. And a lot of people get stuck here because they work week to week. They borrow money from the VAT account, they borrow money from the wages account to pay their bills, and they're continually behind and never get ahead. And there's a lot here, an awful lot here, that once they're stuck in this, they never ever leave. Never. They either downsize and they go home and they end up with a job, or they just quit. They just go, you know what? I'm done. And the key to this is you've got to break that 250. You've got to get up there. Our goal when we start coaching clients, we take our people from here, and our job is to get them up, hopefully, to around that 500,000 mark. Once you break this line here, most people sometimes give up and go, hey, I'm quite happy around that 300,000 mark. The reason is because we work on a high percentage. Our goal is to, if we can get your wages to stick at that 30 to 35%, most of you, once you get to this level, if you make 20% profit, you're going to make yourself a really decent living. But once you break that 300,000 mark, you're looking at paying yourself about 60,000 a week in profit. And I think a lot of people, once they get to that stage, go, I'm not quite happy with that, and they don't push anymore. But our goal is to take you to that lifestyle, which is breaking that 500,000. I think once you get to 300,000 or 250 at least, let's say, because that'll get you to sort of close to 50,000 wages, anywhere around here is most people feel like they've really got a decent salon and they're making money. Our goal has always been when we started coaching was to get people out of this war zone. When I was looking for a second salon here in Australia, every single person that I went to buy a salon from was stuck in here. Every single one. Their turnover might have been a lot more, but they were stuck and they couldn't get out of it. When we take on people, you'll find that most people are in here in this what we call the war zone. It's a battle and it is a fight to get out of because you've got to find staff. You've got to get the staff busy. You've got to make sure you can pay the staff well. You've got to make sure you pay you well so you keep your motivation going. And once you get past that, it does become easy. Right now, I'm sitting here in Australia. We still have two salons. We had three. We gave one salon away to my wife's daughter. We said, "Hey, it's yours now. Go for nothing, free of charge." We built it up and said, "Right, it's yours. Go ahead and do what you're meant to do." And she loves it. So we have two salons that we've been here now since November, and they're all running right now with no receptionists and no managers. Really easy because you've got to have things in place. And I want to share with you the things that we can do in Australia to keep our salons making us money. And I want to share with you right now. So what we'll cover when we're here, I want to teach you how to go from where you are now to where you want to be. Now, I don't know where that wants to be. So can someone hit the chat? Where would you like to be 12 months from now? What is your dream? Do you want an extra 1,000 a week? Do you want to pay yourself a wage? Do you want to find staff? Where do you actually want to be 12 months from now? If we ever work together, and some of you, I have some clients on the call right now, and we have different levels of people we work with. So we have people that have foundations and people that have lifestyle and people that do multi-millions. So we have lots of different levels we work with. And hopefully we get to make them all lots of money and hopefully be happy, which is the name of the game. But the question is, what results are possible today to get to that next level? What is your next level? I'd love to know. Well, we believe what's happening for most people, reality today is inconsistent weekly take-in. So it's up and down, like peaks and troughs, feast and famine. And I think that really is a downfall for most of us. Increasing bills. I think our bills are increasing and our takings are flatlined. Money getting tighter to cover payroll and taxes. And some of you, believe it or not, if we had a pot of money that you're putting away for your VAT or your taxes, I think some of you guys are stealing out of that money to pay your everyday living. And I think that means when this big bill's due, you're always behind because now you're stealing from another pot to pay your VAT money. And then you've got to steal from another pot to put the money back in. And we end up with this cannot catch up, cannot get ahead. Leanne says to have the salon running independently without me having to be there. Wouldn't we all like that? And it's doable. You've just got to get to that level. Your job is to get yourself to a certain level, then you're going to give a little bit of your profit away, maybe to a manager, and then you can have that freedom. Um, and yeah, self-employed. We've got two salons where we employ probably 15 people now. And I do believe that not everyone should be self-employed and not everyone wants to be self-employed. In fact, when we put a job ad out at the moment, this is what we seem to get. Someone who's self-employed, who can't fill themselves, that want a part-time job in my salons to substitute to the salons they're working in of their own because they can't fill it themselves. It takes a lot to fill that. And I'll show you as we go through how many it actually takes. And that's why they can't do that. We're working harder for less. Burnt out, yes, it's real. I think burnout is huge for a lot of people. Staff actually want a bit more. The pressure of going to buy, your shopping costs more, and they're actually feeling it. Fear of staff leaving, and it feels more like you have a job than a business. Leanna asks, do I worry that they are using you to gain clients and take them? I've got to a stage where if people come to us and they say to me, I've got a little place at home, I work there 3 days a week and I want to work with you 2 days a week, or I rent a chair somewhere else and I want to work 2 days in your salon, the first thing I ask is, why can't you fill yourself? I don't think they're good enough to fill themselves. So they're definitely not going to be good enough for my salon. That's the one thing I believe. I think all of you on this call right now, all you salon owners, if you went and rented a chair anywhere, you would be full. You will not struggle. These people are not strong enough. They don't build their clientele up. So that's the key that I think at the moment. I do not take them on. No, that's absolutely not. They're mercenaries. They're using me, and they're not good enough. And I don't want them in my salon. I want someone who wants to be there. Yeah, I'll give you an example before we move on a little bit for you guys that are here. This is what I truly believe salon is like, and it really worked well for me. This is you, and this is success. Whatever success is, it might be making millions, it might be just working 3 days a week with a decent job. I don't know what your success is. And I believe when you get a team like so, there's two ways for this to happen. That team is going to carry your food, going to carry your water, going to carry and help you get to the top, or you're literally going to literally drag them up there yourself. And that is what you've got to figure out. I like team members that are carrying me up the hill. I want team members that are carrying our food, that are helping each other get there. So we're all going to get succeed. That's what I want. I don't want to drag someone up there kicking and screaming, which means I need them to be wanting to be good for the salon. I want them to want the salon to do well. And I think, if you get your salon to a certain stage, I think you'd be consistently, your takings will be good. I think bills will be under control. How you turn up to work when your bills are all paid, you're a different person, a hugely different person. When I got divorced, one thing that I did that I wanted to do differently to anything else was I wanted to make sure that all my money was in pots. So when the tax bill come, the money's in there. When the VAT bill comes, the money's in there. When a wage bill comes, the money's in there. And let me tell you what happens. I turn up different. I turn up less stressed. I turn up with who I am, and I turn up with people that, I'm just happy regardless. Some of you guys are going to work a little bit sad, and your team know it. Your team know that you're not giving 100%. You're scared, you're worried, and that shows. If someone came to me and said, I want more money, I'm leaving, I'd say, see ya. I don't need you. I've built my salon around something else. See, I think that you need stress that's under control. I don't think you need burnout. You need holidays. You need more time off. I literally have a holiday every single 6 weeks because I know that myself, I like to relax. It's simple. And staff wanting more. For you guys, you've got to give your staff the KK moment. We've talked about this before. The Kim Kardashian moment. Your team don't want more money. You think they do, they don't. They want to have bragging rights. See, what happens is your team go home on minimum wage and their boyfriend or their husband or their friends are in their ear going, oh, is that all you're working? You're working really hard. I've seen Leanne in a BMW and you're just paying for her mortgage living in Solihull. That's what I hear, right? So you need to change that with them going, what's that Kim Kardashian? Let me tell you what we did in our salon. So we've sent our team members in the northwest of England, we've sent them to Australia, we've sent them to Las Vegas, we've sent them to New York, we've sent them to Paris, we've sent them to Cannes Film Festival. We give them that KK moment. The KK moment is, well, they want to do Kim Kardashian's nails. They want to do Kim Kardashian's blow dry. We just had one of our clients literally 2 days ago went and done one of these supermodels. I can't think what it was. And it's like, that's what they want. They want bragging rights. I've just done so-and-so's hair. You see, you can't give them because I'm going to be truthful now. Kim Kardashian is probably not going to come in your salon for a blow dry or have her nails done. I'm sorry, not going to happen. So you've got to ask yourself, what is that bragging rights? Well, bragging rights is giving your team bonuses, giving your team something they can't buy, giving your team something to say, hey, we've just hit target. On a Saturday, my team would actually high five each other, just hitting target, not making money, not hitting commission. So you've got to get these people to come and with you to success. And that's the thing that I think a lot of salon owners miss. And I've been where you are today. Like for some of you guys that know me, like I've been in hairdressing since I was 17 years old. I've been an apprentice. I've been a stylist. I've been a salon owner. I've been a multiple salon owner in multiple countries. I've been a salon coach and I've coached hundreds of salons. And now I still own two salons right now and maybe looking for a third. And I went from working 7 days a week in my salon, literally. Like I did 6 days a week, and on a Sunday I'd go in and do my week's marketing, and then I'd work 6 days a week. It No matter how many days I worked, I thought if I did 6 days a week, I'd just have enough money to get myself out of debt, just have enough money to make a difference. I didn't. I never ever got to the end. I had sleepless nights. I've stayed in bed, wide awake, stressed, praying that every client turned up on a Saturday to cover the wages that needed to be paid. Otherwise, I wouldn't have enough, stressed about staff leaving me. I've let my staff steal. I've let my staff cut someone's ear. I've let my staff be rude to people because I was scared to discipline them. I'll never be in that situation again. I've been there and it is horrible. Because once you get used to the money and you pay yourself a wage, and then these styles become horrible, and they do, and they're like a cancer, and they'll spread in your back room, and you not saying anything because you know you should. I've been there. I've made that ugly phone call where I had to phone the VAT man and go, I haven't got the money. Can I put it on installments? And let me tell you, them installments for the next year hurt me because now I'm paying two lots of VAT. I couldn't even afford the first one. I've had no savings working week to week, no safety net, and it is stressful. And you know what? I turned it around and it was crazy. I went from that to working 3 days a week and paying myself over 3,600 a week. I want you to double check that. Yep, I did pay myself 3,600 a week. And I did that for over 15 years. My team hitting commission every single week, and not just for money, not just for money. Why would they leave? I paid them more than anyone else in town. They couldn't go anywhere. There was nowhere they could go. I never thought about work when I went off. I just shut off really easy. And you know what the key was? Most of you guys that know me, you know, like all the posts that you're putting out there to attract clients, all of the stuff that you do on Instagram and Facebook right now, other stylists are seeing. You're on their radar, you know? And if staff left me, I could replace them easy because all my client journey was systemized, which meant that if someone left, I could plonk someone in, train them up in a few weeks, and everything's back to normal. I always, 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 and still do to this day, my VAT goes into a separate bank account and I never touch it. It is not my money. If you're dipping into your VAT money to pay your bills, to pay your wages, you are not earning enough and you know it. And it's time to be honest with yourself. Well, Leanne's got a little smile on there. That might be you. I don't know if that is, you know. No, and then she's going, no, 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 not me. We'll see. You need to have money in the bank, that safety net. Do you know how good it feels having 20 grand in the bank account or 30 grand in the bank account? It makes you feel good. My partner always says that she needs £50,000 in a business bank account and never goes under because it makes her feel safe. What's your number? What's your number that you would like to have in your bank account so you don't feel stress ever again? And stress is on the bus and you are not on that bus. So I've been where you are and I've made the switch. Very simple by putting systems into place I want to share with them today. I've shared this with hundreds of salon owners over the last 9 years. I've shared it with salon groups that the owner was lost and making no money. I've shared that on Instagram literally 2 days ago. Go and find it. And she jumped on board and said, yeah, we made her £1 million. We made her. We increased her business by 1 million. And she's traveling the world with lots of money. Let me tell you, she's enjoying life. We've took barber shops where the owner was working 5 days a week and stressed out to only working 1 day a month. She has been with me 4 years and she's still with me right now. We meet every single month and we have a coaching call together. We have a special one. We call it the boardroom, where the salon owner's been with me for a long time. Come and join us. I took salon owners from London working as a one-man band to a team of 9, and he's now literally bought his flat in the center of London. That was one of the wins that he wanted. And you guys have been on some live events where he shared his story. We also, this particular one, very close to my heart, I've helped a salon owner with 10 staff in a right mess. She was owing the VAT man over £70,000. She stood up in London in a live event and cried and said, like, I need to close my salon down. And we said, hold on, why don't you come and join us? So she joined us, and 1 year later, she cleared all that debt completely and then got a business to that 500,000 in a year. She was a gun. She really was. And she's still with us right now today. And we've took a salon owner with the most modest profits to over 1 million and selling for a lottery amount of money. I've never mentioned, but she was with me for 1 year, just 1 year. Yeah, she had a good salon. By the way, this particular person, when she joined us, she was paying her team £21 an hour. Amazing, right? And they were still doing 3 times wage. So they were doing over 65 an hour for that particular person. And she turned over 1 million, 1.2 million, which we got her to in a year. And she literally, someone came along and bought her business off her for a lottery amount. I'm not allowed to disclose what she sold it for, but it was a lottery win. It's something that you'd go, I'd be happy to sell my salon for that amount. And she's now not with us anymore because she's not got a salon, but she's a dear friend and we do speak on regular terms. So I wanted to share you this, not to brag, but I want to share with you what other salon owners can do. They've been like you, come on webinars just like this, and literally got to this stage. And that's the key to this. And today I'm going to share with you how I made my salon successful and also how we made others super successful too. So, what's the big question I want to ask you? And I'd love you to jump in the chat. Make it as interactive as possible, guys. Eden Hairdressing and Caroline and Hannah, two Hannahs, and iPhone. I don't know your name, but I'd love to know what your name is. And Sharon and Leanne. What's stopping you right now from being super successful, making loads of money, paying your team really well? Is it overwhelm? Is it procrastination? Is it not knowing what to work on? You're working on the wrong things? Is it your team are busy, but you don't know why they're not making money? Are you too busy? Is it your skill level? Or is it lack of confidence? Or is it something else? What is it that's stopping you from being there today? Why are you not there already? I need money in the bank to hire staff. Member doing week to week at the moment. Yeah. I think that's the key is that next level, Hannah. That next one is really, um, just, let's say there's you and there's an employee, you need a third person. You've got to put some money in the bank account, but this person here just has to do 1 time's wage. That's the key to that. So there's something missing. What's making you scared is the key. Sharon, overwhelm and not knowing what will work as the team are busy. Yeah. Sharon, do you know how many people I speak to that we hear this, we're busy, but I don't know why we're not making any money? That I'm going to share with you today why I think that is. So that's you're in a really good place. Um, and do you know what really I'm going to be, can we be friends? Are we friends, guy? Can I just tell you what really pees me off? Do you want to know what really annoys me, especially in the UK? And don't forget, I live in the UK quite a while, so and it really racks and it really gets under my blood. And I try and bite my tongue every single day, but it really pees me off. Um, yeah, Caroline, really busy, but the bills are big, so something is out of whack, and that's something that we need to talk about, Caroline, eventually again. I think time for me. I'm getting good staff. How do you manage to send your team off to all these lovely places to you run alongside training courses? Yeah, I love that. We send them there because they earn it. We don't pay any commission, Leanne. But there's a dream sheet that my wife created, and it's a dream sheet, and we share that, and they pick things throughout the year, and that is their KK moment. It is pretty amazing. Hannah, wage percentage too high, and I'm spending too much behind the chair to generate income and too less time, yeah, planning. Yeah. The key, if your wage percentage is too high, Hannah, you know as well as I know that your team aren't busy enough. And I'm going to share with you today what that is. Let me tell you what I think really annoys me. I'm annoyed that people, and they call themselves One Voice, whatever it may be, but they're spreading rumors, true or false, it makes no difference, that hairdressing is rubbish. Who's going to go into hairdressing? We haven't got apprentices. All hair salons are going to fail in a few years' time. And that's scaring a lot of people. And it's also scaring you. It's scaring you thinking everyone wants to go self-employed. It's scaring you that you're not good enough. It's scaring you that you're not paying enough. And I think that that is keeping you stuck. It's that doubt. If you had 50 grand in the bank and you knew your salon was busy and you were all making money, there would be no doubt and you'd be confident. And that's what I want for you guys is to get to that level. And I know you're not afraid of hard work. I know you're not afraid of hard work. I know you're working hard right now. Some of you are working hard in the wrong places. Some of you are working hard behind the chair. But the reality of this is we need to make sure you're working hard in the right places. And for a lot of you, what got you here will not get you to the next stage. Let me tell you what happens as you went up this mountain to success. Yeah. You probably worked 6 days. Yeah. You probably were passionate. You probably like were super confident, you know? You just literally worked harder and harder. And you know what? You got busy and busy. And then you get to this level here and you get stuck. And the reason you're stuck is because as you've got more people that you're employing, bills have got bigger. And it's not down to you anymore. It's down to them. And that's why you can't get to the next stage. You see, you can't get to the next stage because it's not about you anymore. It's not about how hard you work. It's not how busy you are. It's the stuck stage is because you now need something different. And a lot of salon owners get here. They can get to this stage really nice and easily. Within 1 or 2 years, I'm full, I'm busy. But now it's the next stage that everyone's stuck on. And that's the key. It's really is a matter of trying to get to that level. Working harder will not work at this stage because you can't make enough money to pay the team. It's simple. Guessing numbers at this stage doesn't work. You need to know exactly, you know, if I've got 3 team members, you need to know what's booked in. You need to know this. You need to know, have I got enough clients to hit target this week for 3 people? You need to know there's a number of how many clients you need to do in a week. You need to know that number off by heart every single Monday without fail. And if you don't, you're just guessing. You're just opening the doors and going, well, I hope I make it this week. And that's fine when you're starting out in your journey. But once you start having team members, you need to know exactly, is it A or B? And I'm going to talk about that in a second. Number 3, you will need to know how much each team member brings in against what you pay them. If you do not know your team's wage percentage, you need to learn it and actually have that as a guide because if it's less than 30%, so if it's more than 30%, then we know that your team are earning you less than they need. No matter how much of they're full, something is wrong. So you need to know this number. It really is important. If you can't get your team to 3 times wage, and I'm going to show you why everyone goes to me, I saw it only this week. 3 times wage is old fashioned. No, 3 times wage is business, and you can't change business. 3 times wage is the minimum that someone needs to bring in, and I'll share with you why that's so, so important in a second. And number 4, not knowing important growth numbers will keep you stagnant for years. I've seen salon owners that are stuck here forever. I showed you the diagram earlier on where the war zone is, and people get stuck in there because they don't know how to get out of it. They are literally stuck forever, and you're only ever going to go down or you're going to sell. You need to know what that next stage is. And I'm so glad you're here today because today I'm going to share with you. And you need to know how to increase take-ins to fill your team. That is the key here. You need to know how to do that. And for some of you, that might be your stumbling block right now. And you know what I think? I remember when I had my first salon, I didn't do any spreadsheets, none, right? I was really, really business naive. I made money, I did okay, but it was stressful and I was stuck and my team took the mickey out of me and I was scared they would leave. Then I went and got another salon and I went, I'm going to make sure this time I learned business, which is what I did. And I had every single report that my software could produce, I printed off every week and I implemented it into a spreadsheet. And I had 3 spreadsheets, 3 of them, one on productivity, one on monthly, one on this. And you know what? I did nothing with it. Every Saturday after work, I'd stay behind for 2 hours and I'd fill my spreadsheets in and I would do nothing with it. Do you know why? I didn't know what to do with them. It told me I was either making money or I wasn't. But that's all I knew. How many of you guys Literally, we had hands up. Let's be honest, guys, in here, hit the chat. How many of you on a Saturday when you finish work for the week, dive in and see how your week has done? How many of you do that? How many of you just look at your bank account and see if I'm doing good or not? Like, great, Sharon, fantastic. Love the fact that you check how you've done. Yeah, love that, Caroline. I knew you would, Caroline, for sure. Just bank account, says Hannah. Yeah, no, it's okay. We've all been here. Everyone's on their own journey, right? It doesn't matter where they are. Here's a question for you. Do you do anything with the reports? Great, love that, Hannah. What do you do with the reports? So you've done your report on a Saturday. What's next? What action did you do that that report told you to do? That's the key here. I want on the truth and honest now. Let me tell you what I used to do. Nothing. I would read reports and I would go beat my chest if I made money. I'd go, yes. And if I didn't, I'd feel sad for the weekend, going, oh, we didn't do very well. But that's all I did. I did nothing else. Hands up if that's you. Is that you that just fills your report in and does nothing with it? What do you do with that report? Do you actually use that report next week to action stuff? Yeah, Hannah says she uses hers to increase marketing fill gaps, feedback to the team. Love that. So Hannah, you're the one that said your team members are not, have got a very high percentage. So there's something wrong, you know? The numbers tell us what to do, but sometimes we can't read the numbers. I can't, just a bunch of numbers on a spreadsheet to me. I struggle after this stage. Are you guys the same? You see, what's really happening in your salon hits your profits hard. If you're not busy, if your team aren't doing the right amount of people, if the team aren't eating the right amount of money, if you've got some white spaces, if you've got cancellations, this is all coming out of your profit. Every single bit. It is crazy how that happens, but it's true. Absolutely true. The main money eater in your business, I'm going to share with you in a second exactly why, and I want you to get this if you possibly can. The main money eater is your high wages. In a salon, that's the one thing that you as a salon owner can control. If your wages are high, there's only really two things we can do, and I'm going to share with you today what you should be looking at. And they are eating your profits without you knowing. You know, in our industry right now, I'm seeing people talking about our wage percentage is 50%. You know who they are, and it's wrong. It's always been wrong. And I'll show you why it doesn't exist. You see, people out here are trying to tell you that it's okay to have a 5% profit. It's okay to have a 50% wage bill. It's not. We have two salons right now, and our wage bill is not 50%. My salon for over 20 years did not have a wage percentage of 50%. I wouldn't be here today if my wage bill was 50%. I'd be bankrupt. So that is the lie that we're all supposed to adhere to, and that is so wrong. So, so wrong. I want to share this with you. Like, this is what happens with a 50% wage bill. Okay, I'm going to color this in so you all know which one it is. This is a 50% wage bill. I've done the maths over hundreds of salons that I've dived deep into. And the reality is, most people are spending around 15% on their stock. Their rent generally comes in about 5%, give or take a percent, but that's average. All your other bills are coming to about 22%. And that leaves you with 5% profit, which is what we talked about right at the beginning. Do you remember? And that means that for every 100,000 your salon takes, you're only making 5 grand. And for you to pay yourself £1,000 a week, you need to do 1 million. And I'm sure you're way off 1 million right now. Well, let's go for 500,000. Let's say you're doing 500,000. That means that you're only paying yourself 25,000 a year. That's almost the same as your team members because this doesn't work. Never has, never will. And there's people out there telling you that 50% is okay. They are wrong. So some things on this sheet I'm going to share with you right now, we cannot change. I can't change your bills. They are what they are. I can't change your rent. They are what they are. But we can change. We can change how much profit you've got. We can change how much you spend on stock, and we can definitely change how much you spend on your wage percentage. This is the perfect scenario for your salon. Your wages should be around 30 to 35%. In my salon, they don't go above 30. We set this at 35. Your stock spend should be between 10 and 12. Mine are 9. That's all they are, so even better. My rent has stayed the same at 5%. My bills have stayed the same at 22%, but my profit has gone up from 5% to 26. That means for every 100,000 that goes in my till, I have 26,000. So if you're doing 200,000 at the moment, there's a really good chance that you could be on 50K profit. But you've got to take control of your wages and your stock spend. That's your call. And the question is, how do I do that? Well, you've got to increase take-ins or you sack people. But that's the key, the beautifulness of this. You know, Leanne was talking right at the beginning, how do I get off the floor more? It's simple. Once you get to this stage and you're making money, you might employ a manager. And then you might give your manager and your wage bill is going to go up to 40%, and you're going to give 5% away of your profit to be free. That's the key here is how to be free. You're going to give some of your money away. You're going to pay someone to manage your business, to do all the work that you're doing, so you're freer. But some of you aren't there yet. But your first point of call is get your wage bill below 35%. Because that's what's eating your money right now. These salons, both these salons could have exactly the same turnover. So this could be you. Busy salon, not making much money. This could be you. Busy salon, making lots of money. And if this is your issue, if this is your biggest problem, the fact that your wage bill is out of control, it's too high, it's going to be one or two reasons. I want to share with you today what them reasons are. You will have holes in your business right now. And these holes, you might call it high wage percentage. It means that you are literally not busy enough. And these holes are leaking your money. They're taking it out of your profit to make it higher and higher. Leanne, I think the reality is it depends on your mind. It depends on where you're at. It depends on lots of things. I think £200,000 is tight, but if you were running £200,000 and you had lots of profit, then that's different. We've got a salon over here, for example, that we're working with that has 3 employees. There's her, a senior stylist, and a junior, and they're doing over 600,000, which is £300,000, and she's making, oh, I don't know, 200,000 profit, £100,000 profit she's making right now. She doesn't want a manager. She's just milking the money. That's what she wants to do. I run 2 salons that have been going now since November. We're now in February that have no managers in the UK, no managers at all. They don't need to. Once you systemize it, you don't need a manager. You might want to pay someone to do, lock up and open up and just give them, team leader role. But I think you need to get higher than 200,000 for sure. You need to get crack that 250. That 50,000 extra that you're going to get is what's going to make that difference to you. I want to share what we created. I've been coaching for 9 years now. And we have clients actually been with us for over 8 years, but we've been coaching now for 9 years. And we built something called SAM. I'll share it with you in a second. But we need to realize that some people, spreadsheets don't work for. You're doing spreadsheets, but still got high wage percentages. You're doing spreadsheets, but still not making enough money. It means that spreadsheets aren't working for you. So we created a dashboard, very simple dashboard that does 2 things. We have something called the 5 dials. You guys that have coached with me before, you know what the 5 dials are. These are 5 things that I believe that you need to know on a Saturday. Did we do well? Did we not do well? That's your driver. And you need 2 other things as well. You need to find out how many clients I've got booked in this week. This is before they come in. And how much money am I estimated to do? And I think this one dashboard, one snippet, one clear clarity in your brain is going to keep you focused on getting more money for your salon. You need to know what your salon's doing right now, what you need to focus on right now, and what you need to do today to make target. That's your goal. When you decided to be a salon owner, like I said before, you cannot earn enough money on your own anymore to pay for team members. So your job is to fill these team members up. If you fill these team members up properly, your wage percentage will be 30%. and that will fall straight down to profit. And the more profit you got, the more you can keep, the more you can share. But you need this clarity. You need to know next week my target is this. Next week we've only got this booked in. What am I going to do? And that is your key. Your job is to build that snowball and build it bigger and bigger and bigger. So you know that I can do A, I'm getting more clients. I can do B, I'm getting more clients. I can do C, I'm getting more clients. I mean, the number one port of call, let's be really truthful here. Your number one, and I know Leanne, you're really good at this. Your number one port of call is rebooks. If I can get a big percentage of my clients to come in and they walk in that door, I know that I'm going to be having enough money in 6 weeks' time, in 8 weeks' time, in 12 weeks' time. You've got to make sure that a certain percentage of these can buy retail, not because you make more money, it does help. But the fact is, if they buy in retail, you know they love what you did and they're going to come back. Also, you need to work on that average bill. You need to make sure that that average bill comes in. And if you get these things correctly, then what happens is these two will look after themselves, which means that yes, you're going to have enough people, and yes, you're going to take enough. Take a look at this. The amount of clients you do each week times by your average bill equals how much money your salon takes. So all you've got to do is make sure, one, I have enough clients, and B, they spend enough when they come in. That's all you've got to do as a salon owner. And that is the simplicity. We don't need hundreds of spreadsheets. We need to know what needs to work on. So your job is simple. What do you need out of these two? Do you need more clients, or do you need to have a more spend when they come in? And we built a machine for this called Sam. We didn't want salon owners to go away. We coached them for 9 years, and some salon owners made millions, like I've shared with you, and some struggled. And the question was why? And I think because the spreadsheet isn't telling them what to do. So we built a machine. We called it Sam. So you have your salon software that's here, and then there's you going, idea. What do I do? Look at my dyslexia coming out now. Idea. And the question is, we built Sam. Sam is the middle ground that your numbers go into Sam, then goes to you and tells you what you need to do. And that's what we've get super successful right at the moment. Sam is what we've built because A, I look inside Sam on a daily basis at your salon. And B, you get to look inside Sam every single day at your salon. And that's the key to this. It's been missing for a long time. It tells you what you need to do, what you need to work on to make sure your salon is growing. And that's why we created Sam. It was to help us coach our people better, and it was to help you get clarity of what you need to do next. It's really quite simple. To grow your salon, you need just three things. One, you know, you've been this before, get bums on seats. You need a steady flow of new clients. You need to stop your clients dragging it out. And right now in the UK, they are dragging their appointments out. We're seeing something like 18 weeks between appointments right now. And three, when they're in the salon, you need to get them to spend more. And I don't just mean retail. You've got them to spend more and you've got them to rebook. And this is how we get a 30% with our clients. How do we get successful? Now, some of you guys know you came on board with us and maybe you've done this and you've had some great success. Or maybe you come with us and you didn't do this or you're not doing it properly. So first of all, you've got to look at how many new clients are coming into your door. There should be a number. And if you don't know it, you need to know it every single week. For us, it's literally on your scorecard in Sam. We put it into Sam every single week. We do it, not you. How boring. Let's go into your salon software, pull out all the reports and put it into Sam. Boring. You're not going to do it. That's why we go into your salon software, pull out your reports, bring it into Sam, and you can see, you can spend your energy seeing where your gaps are. Next, you've got to make sure that's coming back. We track this every single month. Every month, you'll know if your clients are coming back sooner or not. And if you're relying on your salon software, I want to tell you something now that you might not know. Salon software only track 90 days. And in our hair world, balayages are longer than 90 days. They're not even being tracked. You see, if salon software was that good, you'd all be making money. I remember years ago when I went from pen and paper, I got told you need a salon software, any brand, you can name anyone you want, whoever you're with, you can stick that name in here, right? And it's going to make you more money. It's going to give you reports. It's going to tell you which staff members are not doing very well. It's going to give you blah, 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 blah. Do you know what? I moved to a salon software. I'm sure you guys are all using salon software now. How's that working out for you? If you're still not making lots of money, the salon software isn't the answer. It'll help because there's more to do than a salon software. You've got to get the reports. You've got to put the reports into a spreadsheet. You've got to read the spreadsheet. You've got to understand what the spreadsheet's saying, and then you've got to go and action it. And after all that, most of you, I don't know about you, but most of us who are creatives, it's boring and we do nothing. And that's why we created Sam for that reason. I can show you time and time again the people that we have worked with. Some of you guys, you know who these people are. Hi, everyone. Just wanted to share with you Winter Day. We've just opened since Monday, and today was a lovely busy day, not stressful at all. As I went to cash up, I was thinking, must have had a good day. I nearly fell off my chair. I've taken the most money I've ever taken in one day. I've had my salon 14 years. Massive thank you. Thanks, guys. Only me. I took more money today than I've ever taken. 1,670. Can't believe it. And it wasn't stressful at all. I was hoping for 1,000, nearly fell off my chair when I hit the cash up button. Oh, this sounds like one of the cliche testimonials, but we just did double our normal monthly profit. It's all about the profit, guys, and about how much you get in there. I hope Oz is treating you well. 10 p.m. here, and I'm looking at my bank accounts. I can tell you how much profit now has taken over my life. 12 months ago, I was literally emptying my penny jars into my business account to make sure I could pay my wages that month. I'm not naive, though. A lot of thanks to grants and hard work is ahead of me. But before you, I would have spent already, and it's now in the till. I thought you might like this win. We did 21% retail yesterday. And good morning. Just touch base with you, let you know we had a great momentum this month. I can show you testimonial after testimonial. Um, you have to spend some of your working day working on these three levels. And Sam helps you do that, by the way. That's what Sam's designed to do. It's designed to help you do this. So when the right numbers are clear, weekly decisions become really obvious. This is our 5 dials that we have in SAM. We set it up with targets. You can see here we give a target is 6 grand for the week. This person needs 94 clients to hit target, an average bill of 63, rebooks at 60%, and we set their retail target at 5%. And you can see she's gone green. These, by the way, turn red if they're nowhere near. They turn amber or they turn green. And you can see this week they absolutely smashed target. Clarity, just clarity. You should be looking at this every single week. And these are the three levers that control your profit. So once you see this, and I see, for example, I want to just show you what's in here. Your 5 dials are the three key levers that are going to grow your business. And I want to share that with you. So for example, your retail equals take-ins. Your rebooks equals more clients, which equals more take-ins. Your average bill equals more money per client, which equals more take-ins. And the amount of clients you get in equals more take-ins. Everything on your 5 dials that you get to tweak equals more money. So if this was my salon and I was coaching somebody and these were not green, I would just say to my team, if this was me and I was the salon owner, hey guys, let's work on retail this week. And I would work on getting that. If this was at 3%, I'd work at making it 4. Next week, I'd go to the rebooks. If we were at 50%, I would set a target for my team at 54%. And I would keep tweaking these buttons time and time again. If I don't have enough clients, let's say I've only got 80 clients in there, my job is to do more clients. So I have to do 2 things. I have to go and find new clients, or I have to get my old clients to return. I want to share with you right now. And these are the 3 levers that control. New clients. You have to be getting 10% new clients in your business. Every single business that I've ever seen is leaking money, is leaking clients. The average retention rate of a salon in the world, by the way, nothing changes. Quite weird. Australia, America, UK, Ireland is 76%. So you are losing 24% of your regulars every year. That almost a quarter of your business. You are losing. Unbelievable. So you have to fill this up. You've got to be able to fill this up. So that's what we do. Let me show you the impact of this. An average salon, just an average salon, weekly take-ins. Oh, let's not do that. Weekly take-ins is sitting there about 5 grand, right? And then we've got each client spending 50 and there's 100 clients a week. Now, what that means is that it's this times this. That's how you get the number, right? So if you're Average clients are 100 and they're spending 50, you'll do 5 grand. Now, if we can increase that by 10%, so you're now doing 110 clients, that's 50 is still the average bill, by the way, we've not touched that. But you're now doing 5,500 a week. It's not a lot, right? Only 10 more clients, but that is an extra 25,000 a year. Have you thought about that? Like that's the key to this. Like that's the key is no one sees. It's so small, everyone misses it. If I can get 10 new clients a week, 10 new clients a week in a salon that has an average bill of 50. Now I know Leanne, I know other people on here, your average bill is 70 or 80. So if you're going to get 10 new clients a week, you're going to increase your business, Leanne, by £800 a week. Times that by 48 weeks a year, like I'm just going to guess at that one, but that's going to be well over 40 grand. And all you've got to do is find these 10 new clients. So when we say about growing your business, where do you think your energy should be? I'm going to show you two other places as well. But your energy is not cutting hair. Your energy is filling your team. See, when you were a one-man band, it's easy to just do you. Easy. But when you've got staff members like when I saw Caroline, she might have 8, 9, or 10 staff members. Her job is to get 10 new clients a week. 10 new clients a week is going to give her, on an average bill of 50, it's going to give her 500 a week. Not a lot of money, you might not think. But between all your team members, I think they could do 500 a week. And that's going to be 25 grand a year. That's great profit because you're not paying them any more money, really. Now, that is the key to this. Let me tell you how we have made this happen. Because some of you go, I might do some social media posts. I'm going to have to up my Instagram. I'm going to have to put more posts out. I'm going to do some reels. I'm going to do some TikToking. And let me tell you something. The number one place that people look for clients right now is Google. Do you know what the number one is? Hair near me. Hairdresser near me is the number one search right now, believe it or not. How many times have you done that? Italian restaurant near me. How many of you done that? Everyone does it. Google My Business is the number one place. So we built Sam to literally look after all your Google reviews, to answer your Google reviews, to turn your Google reviews into Instagram and social media posts on Facebook. And we drive your Google business because if your Google business goes up, more people see you and more people come in. And we only want a 10% increase. Leanne, 12 new clients last week. Just check 91% rebooks. So Leanne, two things are working for you right now. That's good. It means you need to concentrate on the other things. That's good. We don't want to make this complicated. If you've got 5 dials and your rebooks are 91%, let's ignore that. Get it out of your brain. If you've got 12 new clients, we don't need to push new clients. We need to work on lapsed clients. We need to work on the average bill. That's where you're going to spend your energy. That's the quickest way for you to get loads of money in your business. Leanne is in one of our programs and she hasn't looked at Sam for ages. Sad. That's it. End of. Sad. You should be. Every single Monday without fail. It's telling you what to do. Guys, we built Sam to make this happen for you. We look after your Google My Business. We look after your Google reviews and we look after your social media management. Don't make this hard. Can you see what I've just did with Leanne? She's got 5 dials. This one we're just going to call money, right? Because it's take-ins. So she has her rebooks. Yep. Is working well. Okay. We're going to color that in green. It's doing okay. Can't moan. So she only has to work on the other ones, retail, average bill, and then how many clients. Is she hit that number, yes or no? Like the dials are telling you what to do. Use your dials. It's super key to this. I can show you, these are genuine people that have come with us right now. These are people that are working with us. They've been inside Sam for over a year. We implement it in these people. We meet in Birmingham almost every year. We're meeting, by the way, we're doing a live event in Birmingham in April, which is cool. Giving you all the latest techniques on how to grow your business without making much effort, which is the key to everything. Because if it was more effort, you're already busy, you're not doing it. So we're going to make it as easy as possible. I don't want to read all these out, but I can show you testimony on testimony. These are real people, real names on here. They're in our coaching group right now. Let's move on to the next style. one of the most important ones that we look at. One of the dials is clients. Are we getting clients to return? Increase it by 10%. Right now, when we take clients on, we have a monthly report for our people that are in our second tier that moves up, and we do a report every single month. And one of those reports is how retention, and it's based on the real number. Um, I will send it to you, Leanne, for sure. I have not let it out to the public as yet, but it was coming out this week. So the question to this is quite simple, is how do we get clients to return? And we only want them to come back by 10%. That's all. Nothing crazy. Leanne's just said our retail is shocking. Okay, so let's just work on your retail this week. You know, we don't have to overpower our people. So retention, really simple. And a salon that's doing 5 grand again, super simple. Average bill of 50, super simple. 100 clients is doing 5 grand because of that situation. If we get our clients to return by 10%, we're now doing 110 clients a week again, believe it or not. This is not new clients. We haven't even added them on yet. Now you're doing 5,500 and we're doing 25K again. You see, the thing about the 5 dials, guys, is telling you what to do. But the thing is, it's not that hard and we make it so much difficult. If we worked on our keep in touch strategy, if we worked on sending out newsletters, I'm going to show you what we do here. So we do a few things in SAM already. We send out newsletters. In our second level, when we take people on, we devise newsletters and we actually put them out there for you. Um, we've put a little AI on their websites to help drive clients in. And we do a keep in touch strategy that makes sure we pull clients back. So what we're doing, I want to imagine this. This is your salon. And this is everybody, by the way. You've done a client. She's not rebooked. She'll say, I'll do it whenever I'm ready. And off she goes and she gets busy. And the reality is they're just busy. And we need to send them something. It could be an email. It could be an SMS. We need to send them something. Some people, if they're in dire straits, might do discount. Some people that are not in dire straits might just send a monthly newsletter that makes a big difference to them. We need to make sure that that person has your salon in the back of their head, thinking about them all the time. Because otherwise, they're just going to drag it out and drag it out and drag it out until they remember. But I want you to picture this, for example. Let's say you're doing 100 clients a week on average, okay? And they're coming back, on a certain set period. You've probably got a database of about 3,000 people. And if they came like every 10 weeks, you'd be super busy. If they came every 20 weeks, you'd be half as busy. If they came back every 30 weeks, you'd be even less busier. And the reality is, if we don't get these to return sooner, you just need more people because it's just leaving more white spaces. So the key to this is really quite simple. How do we get this client to return just even 1 week sooner? That's all. We have to either A, first one, Deanne's doing this really well, we get them to rebook. So that's great. So let's get, we've got a salon, we're doing 100 people and 50 of them are rebooking. Great. So let's just use average times. In 12 weeks' time, you're going to have 50 people booked in because half rebooked that week. But now you're only half as busy. So we're going to have to encourage these people. We need another 50 to come in just to keep us the same. So we've got to work on this 50 as best we possibly can. And that's the hard work. That's where the hard work comes in because these people aren't ready to come back yet when you want them. They might come back 1 week later, which means they're not in this week at all. And now you've only got 50 and now you're only taking 2,500. It's something that no one ever tracks and something that no one ever does. So in SAM, we do these by automation really because we want them to be done without you thinking about it. Because you're not going to do it, are you? You're busy enough as it is, and that's why no one ever does that. I can show you again testimonial of people that have done this, people that are still doing this, people that are doing really, really well, that we can do Kate Crawley through years really well, Tina. We've implemented it in these businesses to make their life super easy, super easy. And the last one, the last big lever that's going to give you that 30% increase, we want you to lift your average bill by 10%. You see, if you've got a client that comes into you, and let's say they're spending 50 at the moment, how can we get them to spend 55? Well, in a year, we can have a little mini price increase. So we might put our prices up by £1 or two. So not too bad. But out of your clients, we're going to have to do retail. We're going to have to do upsells. We're going to have to do better consultations. We're going to have to upsell people. It's going to have to happen. If a client comes in and they usually downsize, it's not where we want to be. And I want to teach you how to do that. So if an average salon comes in, another one that just does 5,000, and their average bill at the moment is 50, and they're doing 100 clients a week, we want to increase that bill by 10%. We still want the 100 clients to come in. We want it to be 55. So we've got to get £5 off every single client that comes in. That's all. And then we end up with 5,500 and another 25,000 in the bank. Can you see the difference? 25 grand in the bank just by getting £5 more off each person. Now, the question is how? That's the key. I believe in a client journey. I believe that a client comes in and goes out and they follow a journey. And at stage 2, there is a consultation. And I think if you spent time with your team and you're doing a really good consultation with a client, I think naturally the average bill goes up. I think if naturally you sat down with someone and you said, hey, what's your problem today? Your hair's quite dry, and you explain what a treatment does, I think they'll take a treatment. I think if someone comes in and their hair's quite dry, they're going to buy shampoo and conditioner. I think if someone comes in and they can't get the blonde they want, you can teach them and talk them into having a balayage with extra blonde at the front. I think that's what we do really well. This is down to us. But I'm going to tell you a little story. You may think your team are lazy because they don't do a good consultation. They don't upsell. They don't do anything. And I'm going to tell you what they don't do. All right? They're not lazy. It's just a habit they haven't made yet. Let's say there's a party going on here. There's a party. And this is you. Okay. There's going to be one of you, only one of you in this call that's going to be this. My daughter would do this. I don't think it's going to be anyone that I know. I definitely don't think it's going to be Leanne. And it's definitely not going to be Caroline. Well, it might be Caroline. She's walking the dogs, but I don't know if she will or not. There's a party, and we can walk up this hill to this party, and it's going to take us 6 hours. Or there's a little tunnel, and for £1, you can use the tunnel, and it'll just take you 10 mins. Guys, are you going through the tunnel, or are you climbing the mountain? Are you going to save yourself a quid and walk for 6 hours to this party in your high heels? Or you're going to literally just cut through the secret doorway, but it'll cost you a quid. I need your honesty here, guys. What are you going to do? Are you going to climb that mountain for 6 hours, or are you going to go the shortcut for £1? Taking the tunnel. Oh, Caroline, you disappointed me. I thought you'd want to walk up that mountain. Okay. I know. Tunnel been climbing for years, definitely. Let me tell you why you're going to do that. Because it's easy. And all of us will choose the easy way. So when you're going to get your team to do this consultation, when you do that, they're going to just revert back to the easy way. Come on, Mary, come straight over. Same again, Mary, come on over. Do you like what we had last time, Mary? Oh, Mary, let's just do the same. Because it's easy. They're not lazy. It's because it's easy. And we're all of us, including you, are taking the easy route. So you have to learn how to do team meetings. You have to learn how to role play. You have to learn how to teach a team, and you have to keep on it and on it and on it. And the thing is, you become a nag. And that's why the 5 dials are the way they are, because we don't want you nagging your team. So we do this. So week 1, we talk about retail because they need to up their retail. Average bill needs to go up. Next week, we talk about rebooks, and we do rebooks, and we do monitoring, and we do etc. Week after that, we talk about the average bill. Let's just upsell one person. And then next week, we go back to the next one and we go retail, and then we go rebooks, and then we go average bill. Can you see that? We don't stay nagging our team over and over again. We just interact. There's a lots of things that we need to do in between, of course, with our role plays and how you teach them and everything else. But the key is you get to move through these dials and you just up them by one little bit and they go. It's like going to the gym for the first time. You're going to ache and sore and you're not going to go back. But you don't go, you just go once, you do a little bit and you go again, do a little bit, and then it doesn't hurt so much. And then that's how we do it. We build memory muscle. And that's what you're going to do with your team. So remember that always take the easy route. Somebody needs to be the personal trainer, and that is you. And that's why you're going to have to implement this, and the 5 dials work immensely well with that. You see, I truly believe we built the 5 dials and the dashboard, and I'll show you what the dashboard is, because we believe that what needs to happen is not your team. I think you need to change. I think you need to have clarity. I think you need to know what to do on a Monday morning. I think you need to know that if you do X, you're going to get Y. And I think that's the key to this. And I think that when we built the dials and the dashboard, people that log in on a Monday morning and they know exactly if they're going to be short or if they're going to make money or not, and how their team are doing well and how they get to coach their team on different things every single week makes a massive difference. I think you need to learn how to systemize this. I think that your client journey needs to be systemized, your team meetings need to be systemized, and you need to know that you can pull things out of your Batman belt to beat the villain. And the villain is monotonous, bored, laziness, everything that you think your team are. And then the client journey, I've been teaching the client journey for 9 years. We got the client journey from a book called The E-Myth Mastery Revisited. Um, and that changed my world. And it was like, how do I systemize my client journey? How do I make my client journey the hero, which when a team member leaves, I just go through that. And since this day, we now have an awful lot of things now that are built with AI to help with our client journey and make sure that sitting in Australia, like right now, obviously it's a Sunday night in the UK, but let's go 2 days from now, we can open up our computer. We see our dashboard. We know exactly which of our team members are busy, which ones have got white spaces, which ones aren't pulling their weight, which ones aren't doing 3 times wage, which one hasn't cleaned the toilet, which one hasn't swept the floor, which one hasn't folded the towels. We know everything and it's live. And that gives us the ability to coach our team members from anywhere in the world. And that's the difference. We instantly know. We don't get complaints from staff member that someone has done something because we know instantly. We just jump on our computer less than 30 minutes a week and we know everything that needs to know about our salon and we're on the other side of the world. I want to share with you this post. Now, if you go on my Instagram, you will see this post. This is the lady. She was a client of ours. She jumped on board. She's on the some rubbish map. She was on the East Coast and down a bit in the UK. And she had 5 salons, believe it or not. And she came to us and we coached her. And she was doing really well, but she was busy. Profit wasn't great. Teams were exceptionally busy. 5 salons fully booked, making no money. And we increased her revenue in a year to 1 million. And people go, "Yeah, you're a liar." So we put this post out on social media about 3 days ago. This was the post. You can go and check it out if you want to. And she popped up and she wrote true story in a clap because that's her. That is the person that we literally made 1 million in a year. Her profit is huge. And she now, well, don't think she's been away to Barbados or somewhere she is at the moment, living life to the full. But she's worked hard and worked smart. She had busy salons. She just needed the tweak that she didn't know where they were. The 5 dials told her everything she needed to do. And that was the difference between a salon that's busy and making no money and a salon that's busy and making great profit. It's knowing what to do. We used to do the 5 dials manually at one time until we decided that maybe salon owners weren't doing it as well. Until we decided to implement in the back end of that, we use SAM, which was built especially for our clients. We haven't pushed it too far out of in the world yet. We started off in our lifestyle program, and our clients had that. And then we introduced it to our lower group, into the foundation group about 2, 3 weeks ago, I think it was. We started introducing it into them. They have about that much of SAM because they're on a lower group than the whole caboodle. But some of them aren't there yet. They don't need all of it. So they haven't got the full SAM. The full SAM, of course, has, we have VAs doing work for people in the background. I don't know if you know that or not, but at the moment we have 9 VAs around the world that when our clients want a newsletter, when they want a blog, they just fill a form in and we go and do it for them. Like, it's crazy. Did you know, by the way, just before I move any further, I just want to tell you about this. We are moving into a world where people are using ChatGPT. That's what they're doing right now. When we do Birmingham, by the way, last time we did Birmingham, this is what we did for people. We got our VAs to do 50 blogs. How old-fashioned are blogs? 50 blogs. But we built the blogs in a way that AI reads them. Yeah, so AI can read this blog. And we did this because at the moment, when people go to ChatGPT, ChatGPT is referencing hair salons. Did you know that? If someone goes to ChatGPT and starts asking about damaged hair or facials, ChatGPT is recommending a salon in their area to go to. And they're getting that information from blogs. So we started on our live event last year, we did it twice now, and we're going to do it again in April, where if we can get AI and we can help that with our VAs, which is what we did, to write the 50 blogs for you and stick them on your website, it means that you are AI ready. So it used to be called SEO. It's now called GEO, which means it's now ready to be picked up from AI. And this isn't even out there yet. People haven't even picked up on that. Imagine having SEO and being ahead of everyone else in your area. Well, that's what we're doing right now. But anyway, that's sorry, off topic. So one thing I want to jump in as we're getting dragging this out. It's almost done. I'm sorry for keeping you longer than expected, but hopefully you're enjoying this. The key to this is if we can get 10%, and I think you can do this fairly easy. If we can get 10% new clients, we can increase your business by 25 grand. This is if your average bill, of course, is 50. And I know some of you have a bigger average bill than that, and it'd be a lot more than this. And if we can get clients to return, we can also do it by 25 grand. And if we get clients to spend more, which I think is easy, it's going to be another 25 grand. So we believe very confidently, if you worked on these, your business could earn an extra 75 grand. And that is how you lower your wage percentage. So at the moment, if you're busy, but your wage percentage is above 50%, it means that you're not really full. It means that you need to be able to get more clients in. It means maybe your timing's out. Also, it might mean that you're not charging enough. It also might mean that if you've got clients to return, you'll be even busier. And this is the key. So if your wage percentage is over 50%, it's telling me that you're overstaffed, believe it or not, by how many clients you have. And that fact cannot be disputed. So 50% is 2 times wage. And if you've got white spaces, we need to fill them. If you're full and your wage bill's at 50%, there's a good chance that you're overstaffed and something's wrong with your timing, with your pricing. Clients, staff are dragging out clients. And this is where you, as a salon owner, have to work on this. You know some of this. Caroline, you know this. Maybe you've let yourself slip a little bit. Maybe you just got bobbing along like a cork. Maybe, whatever reason it is, it's time to wake up, guys, and realize that you chose to be a salon owner. And this is all in your grasp. And this is how we work with salons right now. But most of you know this exists. Yes, Caroline, you did. Most of you know that you need more clients. You need to get clients to spend more, and you need to get clients to return. You know this exists. So Caroline, you do know this. There's a big question of why. Why have you not done it already? Why are you not doing it? Why is any of you not doing it? Time, bored, procrastination, overwhelm, add reason below. I'm going to let you into a little story of mine. I'm a coach. I'm supposed to know everything. I'm supposed to know everything at all. So why have I got a coach? Why have I got someone coaching me? I tell you for why. This is going to be terrible. We'll see how we go. I can't see the forest for the trees because I'm in it and I can't see out of it. You see, when you get a coach, we're looking in your business from the outside. The problem is you're in trying to look outside, and that's what makes it so difficult. Some of you have promised yourself this year that you're going to go to the gym and you're going to lose weight and you're going to get fit. And a year's gone by and it probably hasn't happened. You know how to lose weight, most of you. You eat less and you move more. We all know. But the reality is we don't. And that's why people need a personal trainer. And that's why some of you guys will need a coach to help you through this. Not because you don't know this stuff, but it holds you accountable. It gives you the quickest way when you've got which tree do I work on next? Well, just ask somebody and they'll go, this tree is the tree you need to work on, Richie, because if you get rid of this one, you can start seeing the others. Can't do it from the inside out. I've been coaching people to over 1 million and they're still with me. I've coached people that literally have been with me for 6 years now. They now only work in their business 1 day a month and they pay themselves 2,000 a week. And the reason they do that and they stay with me is because they want to make sure that they've got someone in their corner as they move forward because life throws curveballs at you all the time. Staff members leaving, want a quick chat. I know what to do, but I want a quick chat just to reassure myself. You guys, I don't know if you're like that, but that's me. That's why I need a coach. I need, like, I know how to make money in my business. I know how to find clients. I know how to increase the average bill. I know all this, but I still need help. And I think most people do. I think most people do need the help. I think that's why some of our most successful salon owners that we're coaching have been with us for over 8 years in our lifestyle program, which is the dearest program we offer right now. And they've been paying quite a bit. And that's why we install an operating system around these three levers. SAM has been built around making your life easier and do some of the work so you don't have to. That is the whole point of SAM. The ultimate dashboard. So you guys, if you've got this already, I think Hannah, you have that because you're in our foundation group. So we have the 5 dials that we talked about already. We also have a scorecard. If you guys have got a scorecard, we do this every single week for people because looking at this scorecard, you can see where they're making their money, where they're falling short. And that means they know what to work on in their business to make things happen. Cut out the rubbish. Like Leanne said to me earlier on, she'd like to get off the floor. She's really busy, probably not making the money she wants to make. Is it time for a manager yet? Why is she asking? Because she doesn't know. She's got two dials that are doing fantastic at the moment. Stop working on them dials. Work on the ones that you need to. That's why people have coaches. And of course, at the next level, we have our monthlies. And our monthlies is you get a report from me every single month. And you can see here how we work on getting them weeks down. We work on the average bill. We work on the retail. We work on new clients. We work on the number of clients. And we work on your wage percentage. And we work on your rebooks. They all have an impact of how much money you make. And that's why we do this, because most people aren't going to fill spreadsheets in, or they're going to fill spreadsheets in and do nothing. Now, for you guys, Hannah, you're one of them. The one Hannah, you know which one who you are. You need that next level. You do most of this work, but there's something stopping you getting to that next level, right? That next level. And that's the key, is what is stopping you from getting to 1 million? Maybe you don't want to get to 1 million. Maybe 1 million sounds too far ahead. 500,000 sounds nice. 350 grand sounds nice. All I know is once you crack that 350, money pressures are not there. You then have other pressures. You've got to balance the books. It has to happen. Guys, if you're sitting between 200,000 and 350 turnover and you're still not paying yourself properly, you know there's something wrong because you should be. The difference here, you're going to either paying yourself 10,000, which is 5%, or you could be paying yourself 50 grand. And that comes down to your wage percentage. And like I've said before, if your wage percentage is high, you're overstaffed or you're undercliented. Is that a word? Undercliented? I don't know if it is or not. But anyway, it is now. And if you want us to install and help you instead, then I'll invite you to join us. You see, some of you guys that came on this call, hopefully just to grab some info and run. I mean, that might be Caroline. She might just need a reminder. She might be ready for help again. I don't know. But the reality is, that's how much we charge right now for our lifestyle program. Some people hide their prices. We're quite open. $650 a month. Our goal is to make you 10 times that. So you're going to pay me roughly around 6,000 a year. My job is to increase your money by 60 grand. That's how we work. We always charge what we feel we can get 10 times back. That's how we work through there. So that's our lifestyle. That's the only group we can work on right now. The foundation is closed. We've closed that down. No one's allowed to join that anymore. So if you're in the foundation, lucky you. But apart from that, it doesn't exist anymore. But today, we're taking appointments. If you want to come and join us, anyone who books a call with us, they'll be locked in only 500 a month and we'll knock 150 off a month. That's it. No one's allowed to join today. No one can join until we have a conversation with you. Our goal is quite simple. If you are ready for that next step, if you really want to take that next step to grow your business, to work on them five dials, to have Sam installed in your business, to make the work easier for you, to stop you procrastinating, to take you up to 300,000 plus, up to that 500,000 mark, you know there's something. What got you here won't get you to the next level. But we don't take everyone on. Right now, we're pretty full. Right now, we only take on 4 clients a month. And right now, we've taken on 3 to date. We only have one place available for Feb. So it's quite simple. All I want to do now is I want to should show you yep, saying 125 a week. There we go. If you want to use your phones and scan that, just book a call. Let's talk this week. Anyone who books this call, I'll know you came on this webinar. You're entitled to get the 150 a month discount. You can join us for 500 a month. We're still aiming to get you, 65,000 increase in your business this year, which is enough to make that bill a non-bill. We always say if we can make that an investment and not a bill, people will stay with us. That's why we've had people stay with us year after year after year. Some people think that's a good investment just to have me in the corner. What do you get? Jump on a call. We'll explain to you what Sam does, how we help you. We want to find out where your business is and can we get you to that next level. That's our goal, to get you from here to here. So if you guys are on your phone and you can't literally copy that, I'm going to put this into the group if I can. And if you have any questions, please, please, please dive in and ask away. This will get you. I'm in Australia at the moment for 2 more weeks. We leave 2 weeks today. Please turn the heating on back in the UK for me. It is like I know it's actually sweating here at the moment. I know you don't want to hear that. It is really hot. And to go straight into that cold, we don't want that. But what I'd like you to do is book a call if you feel that you might be interested. This, by the way, just so you know, do I tell you on this one? No, I don't. This is not a sales call. You will be speaking with me personally. I will not be hoodwinking you. I will not be demanding money from you. I'm going to have a chat with you. I'm going to find out is can we do life together? Like some people we've let into our coaching program, we had to let go within a month because they just was not a good fit. You have clients that you go, I don't want to do her. That's the way we are at the moment. That's why we're pretty full. We don't let anyone join us unless we have a chat to find out, if we're okay or not. So if you want to chat, and it is just a chat, I promise you, I've got to work with these people. We don't hoodwink you. We always do a 30-day money back guarantee. So when you do eventually join, if you like us and we like you, we are actually turned more people away this month than people we've joined because we'd like to do life. I wake up in the morning and I see like literally today in the UK, I'm working tonight and everyone is booked in. I can't wait to speak to them. Like it's joyous, but that's what we do. So if this stage, if you really want to get your salon to the next level, if you feel stuck, if you feel like you want some help, book a call and we will literally have a chat. That's it. We will, we will make the uncomfortable more comfortable. That's it. So if you're interested, grab that link and book a call.